there is a plan out there for you. And if you don't know the details, that's totally okay. Sometimes I honestly think we can't always handle all the little details of certain things. We don't need to know the details for everything. But just know that there's a plan and it's okay. Even if things are going off the wall crazy and it's chaotic, it's okay. It's okay. Because I got back from Hawaii today and oh, Lord have mercy, that was a trip. ah, I love Hawaii. And come back with no pun intended, but it was a bit turbulent. Okay, maybe a little bit pun intended. But oh man, when I say there is a plan, you can say God has a plan, universe has a plan. There's a plan. You and your tiny human self don't know the plan. And it's just like, okay, you're just meant to follow the leader. And the leader is your higher self, God, universe, whatever you need to call it for yourself. And okay, I'll just want to say I am severely jet lagged. I don't know anymore if I'm 6 hours ahead, 6 hours behind. I'm just tired. I'm sleep deprived. But y'all need to know this, that there's a plan for you. If need be, you could change certain parts of the plan because, any plan can go away. But, we all have like general themes that we want to explore and do. And it's just like, you could change some of it. And some of it, maybe you can't. But it's just like, you could change how maybe things are expressed and how things are going or how to perceive things in a certain way. But, there's a plan out there for you. And even if you don't think you're learning much from it, you are, because you're learning maybe something you like, maybe don't like, how to redefine something. There's so much to learn from this human experience that we're having. And forgive me if I'm just forgetting words right now because I'm on very little sleep because, again, I don't know if I'm 6 hours behind, 6 hours ahead. I just know, I don't even know how much sleep I've gotten between everything and all this other stuff. So, let me just say again, there's a plan for you. And even if you think it is chaotic, it's okay because you never know what the alternative could have been. So, we are leaving Hawaii and, getting on the plane. Everything's smooth, trailing, getting there quickly. Oh, we're there. It's like, oh, we might even get we might even get back early. It's like, okay, instead of like 10, 11 hours, it might be closer to 9. Sweet. Awesome. And then pretty much almost as we were getting ready to take off, they're doing their final checks and things. There's a medical emergency. I can't say fully what it was because I couldn't hear everything, but I believe that this person was having a diabetic shock episode or something where, they had to stop everything because it's just like, from what I can vaguely remember from being heard, because I wasn't right next to it, it was far off, and then, sounds and stuff. Apparently they're having a diabetic issue where they were apparently very pale and somewhat unresponsive, and like, it was concerning. And, there was a medical professional on the plane, asking them. Then they had to call in people, to assess, and then they made the assessment that he needs to get off the plane and go to urgent care or doctor or something because they did not feel comfortable with this person flying out, even though, like, yeah, they gave him a little food, sugar, juice or something, responsive a little better, but they were saying, like, we've seen people, they seem fine, they get up in the air, things change because, you got altitude and all this other stuff, so he had to get off the plane. So that set us off by, like, a while. And then they had to reassess things because apparently we missed the window or something. Or maybe we missed the window later. I don't know. My dad is like, okay, we're getting ready to take off again. Okay, again, final checks and things. Another person, he just decides to get up, grab all his stuff from overhead, and bolt towards the window saying, I gotta go, my heart rate's going up. And we're all like, are you kidding me? Like, we are literally about to take off. And so we're delayed again. I was like, okay. What now? Now, this is, I think, maybe it's parallel realities, or maybe I'm just remembering wrong, or he's remembering thing wrong. I don't know. But the pilot was making an announcement explaining all the situations that was happening. I heard there was 3 medical emergencies. My husband only heard 2. But I know there were delays because also in between all the medical emergencies, they missed the window of time to leave because, airplanes, at the airports, they have all their windows to go out, all different places. So they missed their window, so they had to wait for another window. So take off. And apparently because also finding their bags so they can get off and check bags and stuff. And then they had weight distribution things. We didn't leave for, I think, nearly 2.5, 3 hours. And it's just like, and people were griping and annoyed and frustrated. And yeah, I was too, but I was more in a grateful energy with it. Because it's like, yes, I loved Hawaii. I would have loved to stay in Hawaii longer. But not that way. I didn't mean it that way. Be careful what you wish for. I didn't mean to stay in Hawaii like that. But I'm like, oh, maybe Hawaii just want to keep me just a little while longer. I'm like, keep me a little while longer in the airport, not in the actual plane, because the plane is really uncomfortable. They make planes differently, because I don't remember planes being that uncomfortable. It's like, yeah, I'm fine doing economy, especially, quick things. But I'm just like, I'm not a big person. I'm relatively small. I'm thin. I'm just like, I can barely move in the seat. And I think, I don't know, maybe it's like 1.5 feet of space like these planes are, and then it's like, I also have long legs too. I'm like, it's like I have stuff under the seat, but I put my feet on top of my bag. I'm just like, I can't move. I even got us those travel pillow things. They're extremely uncomfortable. I ended up getting rid of them because I'm just like, this is not helpful whatsoever. And I even got like, I saw like on one of those TikTok things. It's like, oh, you get like this travel hammock so you can hang your feet. I actually used this trying to going to Hawaii, and it was so uncomfortable. If you have long legs, that is not meant for you. Because, okay, so with this travel hammock thing for your feet, you put it on the tray, and so your feet can hang. The thing is, if you have really long legs, if you're a tall person, what happens, you put your feet up there. Instead of your legs being in a relaxed position, they are still contracting. Your your hips are contracted more because it's like your leg, instead of going down this way, is now more this way. And sometimes your knees are higher and there's more pressure. So if you got long legs, save your time, save your money. Don't get this travel foot hammock thing. It's a waste of time. Thank God I actually didn't spend money on it. I got it as like, I got from my Buy Nothing groups. I got it for free. And there was a whole bunch of stuff I did not use at the hotel. Like, I gave away travel pillows. I actually gave away detergent because at the place they had detergent we could use and like the small travel things. But thing is, they're not fragrance free, and I can't. I am so sensitive to lights and especially smells. Oh my God. So I can't use that stuff, especially it being on my skin. So I had to buy extra detergent. And, and it's just like, I'm blessing whoever's getting all this stuff because I just put it out because we're in a condo thing. I put it out. I said for free. I had postings like free. So I'm blessing whoever needs those things. That goes to you all. Anyway, back to the plane story. So, oh my God. So there were people whining, complaining, being annoyed the whole time. And like, I get it. Yeah, I was annoyed that way. But I'm like, I am so grateful that those people got help. I mean, I'm sure everyone's grateful that those people got help. I was staying more in that energy that, that could have been bad. That could have been real, real bad if all that stuff was happening after we took off. That could have been really, really bad. And we could have gotten rerouted back to Hawaii. We could have, people could have died, potentially. And, we could have been rerouted to like another city, state, somewhere, because we're traveling over ocean because it's Hawaii, and we could have been stranded and stuff for over 4, maybe 10 hours. Who knows? And I'm just like, I am so grateful for that plan because I definitely would prefer being stranded before takeoff, those 2 hours, than like medical emergency on the flight, emergency landing, being stuck in the plane for extra 6 hours potentially. And because in those things, they don't let you off the plane. You have to stay on the plane the whole time. And it's just like, yo, with how these seats are nowadays, I don't know. I think they make planes different. I don't remember planes being this uncomfortable. For a short, flight, like if I'm doing 4 or 6 hours, yeah, no problem. But this was a long flight. I was just like, well, now my flight to Hawaii was great because it was a Tuesday. And I think, because I always heard this thing, like try to travel on Tuesdays if you can, because it'll tend to be a lighter day. So I flew out Tuesday and it was amazing because it was a light flight. Not all the seats were booked. I asked the flight attendant if, can I just go over there? And she's like, sure. Because I always ask. I always be nice to your flight attendants. Always be nice. Don't be an asshole. Always be nice. And so I'm just like, okay. I had a whole row to myself. I stretched out over 4 seats. I didn't sleep a lot, but I got some sleep. I'm just like, just the fact you could lie down. Oh my. Universe, please teach me instant teleportation or allow me access to have business first class. That's my intention because these economy seats were, oh, that was, oh, yeah, I could barely move in my seat. Car seats are more comfortable than that because I'm like, I've been in a cars. I'm like, I could kind of fall asleep in a car. Airplanes, no. I feel like they're kind of weirdly encapsulating you and your head's also forward in the weird way. And it's just like, I don't know how people sleep on planes. I don't know. I'm just like, I was very uncomfortable on my flight back because it's like, it was nearly packed flight. And I'm just like, ugh. And it's like, I'm just trying to find a comfortable spot. I'm just trying to find a comfortable spot. And then it's like, okay, now I need my earplugs because I have these special earplugs that I sleep with because the normal phone ones always fall out my ears. So I spend extra money on these and I love them because I can sleep with them all the time. And so it's like rattling of this and that's okay. I need to find a somewhat comfortable position kind of, and sometimes my legs going out to my husband or something, or his legs coming to me. We're just trying to find a little bit. He could sleep almost anywhere. Me? No. So at the point my body gets so exhausted, I'm like, okay, we're just gonna find a thing a little bit here, and then I wake up 5 minutes later. Okay, where's the next comfortable spot? Because it's like my neck and my back were hurting a lot because it's like you literally cannot move much in the seat at all. I mean, I would prefer they made them like car seats or something, at least flat. Like I don't need that in enclosure and that head force tilting thing more. Like no, let me put my head back. And I feel like they don't let you recline the seats as much, and there's barely any leg room. I'm just like, this isn't safe. I will say, with the few international flights I've been on, they do give you more leg room with international flights, at least from my experience, from when I did them about how 4 or 5 years ago. I had more leg room on international flights, but in America, this was too much. I'm just like, my body was just so exhausted. I was like, okay, where can I find the next 5 minutes sleep? Because I was just trying to find any minute. And then it's like, okay, I finally found a rhythm that's like, okay, I can find this spot. Then I wake up, okay, then I know this spot. And then I know this spot. And then, once I got comfortable with that rhythm, I was getting little spurts of sleep. It's like, okay, I'm getting some sleep. I feel better. And then it's like, okay, lights on. We're having like our final snack thing. And we're going to be landing in 2.5 hours. I'm like, I just started sleeping. And I'm just like, no. And then, all that stuff. But isn't life funny? It's easy to laugh about it now, but while the process was happening, it was like, but there's always a plan. And it's okay you don't know the plan. And sometimes the plan is uncomfortable. Sometimes you end up with a great story to talk about later. Other times you just know what you want to avoid. But there's a plan for you. So if, you are experiencing things where it's like, it's uncomfortable, it doesn't feel right. It's just like, There's a plan. It's like maybe that plan's you have to stick through what you're doing because you're on that plane, you can't get off the plane. Or maybe it's like, okay, we need to make a new decision now. And both are valid. Both are valid. And there is a plan. And you know, there's this story, or at least a saying I remember hearing growing up as a kid. I'm guessing from my dad. I don't quite remember because I'm very sleep deprived. But there's always more than one way to get to a destination. There's always more than one. And how you get there is totally up to you. And like you could be appreciative about it, you could whine about it, but you're gonna get there one way or the other. And if you don't, maybe you'll circle back to it the next life around. It's just like, oh. I guess with the end of life review, it's like when you're at the gates and look at your life, it's like, oh. Yeah, I believe we always see things from different perspectives, whether it's this life, other lives. But there's always a plan. And I think in general, the plan is like always about expansion and getting to know yourself better and transformation. At least that's a very human earth theme. I mean, because we're here, I think earth, us as humans, like we're constantly exploring transformation, turning dark to light, expanding ourselves, bettering ourselves, being more than who we think we are, because we're so much more than we think we are. Like, I remember times when I was so broke where I'm just like, I was like desperate for money. It's like I would take these jobs I normally wouldn't even consider. They're like kind of like sales job, you know, where you're flying or like getting people to sign up with stuff on the streets, and it's just like most people don't want to do those jobs. But you'd be surprised what you're capable of doing, how you're able to start conversations, how you're able to talk to people, how you're able to relay messages when you feel like you need to, not have to, but need to. And it's really interesting, like you really are creating yourself based on your beliefs of what you can and can't do. And when you're faced with a challenge where it's just like, okay, I gotta sink or swim, you know, some of those people might be like our military sergeants, they're going through boot camps and stuff like that. And you know, you have to go through it. One way or another, you're going through it or you're like dropping out. And it's just like the plan may change. Your perception of the plan is probably very different from maybe even 5 minutes ago, but there's a plan. And if it doesn't go according to your plan, that's okay. Because sometimes it's like, okay, oh, genius. Thank you. Thank you for reminding me. I'm talking to my higher self because, yeah, I completely forgot. So, again, driving around Hawaii, GPS. GPS knows your destination. And sometimes you're like, oh no, we took a wrong turn. Or there's road construction. Found a lot of that. That was happening a bit in Hawaii. And it's just like, GPS is like, okay, we are just redirecting you. And oh my God. That is the perfect analogy. Oh my God. I've been going through this for like majority of the trip with the rental car, and oh wow, just yeah, this is just hilarious for me because I'm like, there's a plan. I was like, things are going according to plan. I was like, oh, it's just like GPS, and you get rerouted. Oh, that's hilarious. I don't know if you'll find this as you'll probably not find this as hilarious as I am, but it's just the synchronicity of it. How I'm like, there's a plan, a final destination. How you get there, totally up to you. But you'll just be rediverted based on what you do. But the goal plan is still the same. Oh man, that's great. I love it. All right. I'm going to call it a night or day. I don't know. My body's very confused because it's dark, but I'm still not Hawaii time. And I'm sleep deprived. All this other stuff, I'm just like, I need a nap or sleep. And my brain is checking out. So, but I really wanted to deliver this to you because it's very purposeful. And I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you liked it. I hope it gave you something that you needed here today. And I will see you next time. Okay, bye.